On this week's Retro Robbins show, we're going to go Snooker Loopy as we Commodore vs Spectrum. Yes, we got a themed Commodore vs Spectrum, and having a look at a few new games that I've seen on the scene, and one not so new but not so old either. So if you want to know more and you love a bit of 8-bit and you want a bit of retro gaming fun for this weekend, why not join me, Wayne, Retro Robbins, and of course Emo there, my AI dancing robot, on the Retro Robbins show. Isn't that right, Emo? Yeah, what? Dials. Hello and welcome to the Retro Robbins show with me, Wayne, and of course Emo, my incredible AI dancing robot, who will bust a few dance moves to any AY or SID tune that I play in the background. Yeah, he does like to dance. Look, he started already tapping his foot away. So, what's in today's show? We're going to be looking at a lot of new games, I say. Hopefully we're going to keep the show within the hour spot that I like to designate and keep you entertained at the same time. Big shout out and thank you to Richard Hollins, who will be providing some bleeper music in today's show. I've also had a record of his. I'll have to show you that in a minute. It was wicked, actually. I bought it from Fusion Magazine's Crash, of course. You know, I'm a big supporter of, well, Crash Magazine. I love it. It just brings me back to my youth, and that's real nostalgia for me. And hopefully we're going to be doing some Crash re-reviews in today's show as we go back to any particular magazine from a certain year, have a look at the reviews that was in that show, except we stay away from Crash Smashes. Once they get a Crash Smash, I've got that badge of honour. I will not judge them for the second time. But anything that was close or not close, we'll go back and see if we can find a hidden gem. Are they better than we remember? Could they even be more playable now as an adult than I was when I was young? Who knows? Who knows indeed. As always, today's show is run on the Ngo clone, the clone of the Spectrum Next, and of course the Harlequin 2D Rav, which will be providing some AY music, as well as the Toasty Rack, which is, you know, as the 128K Sinclair Spectrum. The last one involved with Clive before Amstrad took over, and we will have the +3 to provide some AY music in the background too. So if you like today's show, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment below and I will try and reply to all the comments. There isn't usually that many, but please leave a comment. It makes me feel loved, you know. And with a face like this, it's a face only a mother could love. And she's been gone a long time and probably glad. As always, big subliminal message on the screen. Remember to like, share and subscribe and help this channel grow. Who knows, by the end of this year I might actually hit 400 subscribers. In the meantime, let's get on with today's first new game. Yeah, straight away I've gone with Binding Commando. Why not? It's a great tune. On the screen there is a 7-inch record. I haven't bought a 7-inch record for a long time, but here it is. And it's a 7-inch record that can be played on your Spectrum, because it's bleeper music, or beeper music if you like, and it's by that young man there by the name of Richard Hollins, who indeed has obviously used his music many times in the show, and yeah, I thought it was a cracking buy, so I thought I'd get one. Now all I need to do is get my record player working. In the meantime, we're not talking about Richard Hollins, so with a click of the fingers, abracadabra, hocus pocus, there you go, disappeared. Magic. There was no camera tricks used in the last trickery at all. Honest. Emo, how you doing? I'm going to zoom you out in a minute because we want to have a look at this next game, and this next game is indeed a good one. So we'll go for the could recreate the loading, but we're not going to. Hopefully we'll have a look at the brief look at the loading screen. Brief look indeed, it usually is, very brief as well. There you go, Bat Boy, zooming in. Okay, zooming out. Sorry Emo, but you're out of the picture for now. It's all about the retro, you know. And that's rock and roll, son. That's rock and roll. Okay, this game was developed by the MK1 engine. It was originally a game by game, and indeed. Oh, hold on a minute. Why hasn't that turned down? Oh, that's better. Where's my controller got, Emo? Oh, it is. As you can see, Nintendo Game Boy is written in the bottom. Ooh, that sounds funky, doesn't it? Can we get it louder? Do you want it louder, Emo? Can you hear it? Nothing overwhelming about the screen. It's meant to look like it was being played on a Game Boy, I suppose. And we've got all the usual little bits of green screen you'd get on the Game Boy. So, because Game Boy wasn't colouring it as mainly green, it's going to look that way throughout the game. So is it playable? Is it a good game? Well, let's have a look. We'll go into it now. I'm going to use Kempston. I haven't charged this. I've only charged this once actually. I have charged it once. What a great controller this is. I mean, this is great. This is great. This is Diori's, the Arcade Art, which is, you know, you can have interchangeable bits on the bottom so you can change the throw and everything if you want. But I think it's pretty good because it's got a nice short stem. You know, it's very clicky. Very clicky. I use that for the Commodore more than the Spectrum, to be honest, because it's just better than the one I had for the Commodore, I suppose. Right then, we're going to play this game. And we start at Gotham City. And hopefully, did we press Kempton? Yes, we did. Okay, by pressing up and holding up, you can slow the descent down, so you can spread the back wings. And then, of course, you've got fire. It's going to be green all the way through. This game has a little bit of brutalness about it. I don't know if that's exactly what happens on the Game Boy itself, but on the Spectrum, the graphics are nice and sharp. The controlling of the game is quite nice, to be fair, but you'll see in a moment there's a little bit of evilness about the game. What do I mean by that? Well, if you die, it doesn't matter how far you've got in this game, as far as I'm concerned, which is not... What are you doing here, man? You'll end up right back at the start. And yeah, I tried to kill every bad guy. You don't have to, I suppose, but the idea is to kill the baddies, so we're going to dispose them. And I'll tell you what, look at the size of the bullets that's coming out of them. You certainly can see them, can't you? Right, so you time when you're jumping, and we'll drop down here now. This is the first big challenge, is to get over that jump. So what you need to do is you need to do a really high jump and then glide down and land on the platform like so, which I managed to do okay. And then obviously we've got to time it so as we drop onto the platform below. Fairly self-explanatory really, isn't it, to be fair. I like the music. I like the music. It's not overcomplicated. It's a bit simple in single notes and a slight beat behind it, but I think it suits the game. Hence the reason why I've not put my own name on iTunes on. I'm using the one that came with it. Of course, the 48K version, there is a version for the 48K, will not have any of that music. Now, in order to get him at the top there, I need to go back a screen, because I need to jump onto these ledges. If you can see there's a ledge you can walk across. But in order for you to get to the next ledge, you've got to do that jump and double up glide over to it. And then all of a sudden it gets a little bit tricky, because I want to kill every bad guy, so... Oof. This could be difficult, couldn't it, eh? This is where the timing comes. Oh, I've done okay. And I've took a blow there, but I've got to get round here now and kill those bad guys. How are we doing for time? We're doing okay, aren't we? Oh, nearly. Now, I like the sprites. I mean, they kind of look good, especially when he spreads his bat wings. It's got a slow moving about it, and it's got a very slow drop, which can be quite frustrating. And yeah, sometimes, as you can see, that ledge is not one that you can actually walk on. So it's best to get rid of the bad guy before you jump on that part, before you jump over to the ledge. And then hopefully I would have got off the first level. Area clear.
I'm sorry. Please let me know if I can help in some way.
You can't help in some way. You carry on. Get away from the car. Oh. Go on then, play on the Commodore. And then we're into the racing part of the game. I made that look easy. Where we're just going to avoid the... Sorry, you're driving racing. Look at the Batmobile. Look at this Batmobile. I wish my car could do that, or my van on the motorway. Oof. Doing rather well, don't you think, Emo? Now, the Batmobile, compared to the other vehicles on the road, is huge, which means you're probably going to get hit a few more times a little bit easier, aren't we? So, oh, there comes the barriers. And the AY tune, of course, has slightly changed, a bit more intense. That means I'll start from the very start. Look, I've got the bat signal in the background, so we'll give it a go. One more try. Yes, the second AY tune in this is brilliant, isn't it? I kind of like that as well. Again, not a lot to it, but just enough to make the game playable and entertaining. Give it that little bit of atmosphere. And as always, if you die, you start at the very start. Although I've managed to do this in one life. Helps when you've got a controller, doesn't it? Anyways, what do I think of the game? Well, to be fair, I was enjoying playing it, and I've given it a good go. And I know it's monotone, but I suppose it is trying to recreate what you would have got on a Game Boy. And I think it does that quite well, except on a big screen TV, you can see quite good. So, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good game, and I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. So, why don't you give that a download and give that a go and tell me what you think about it. I think an 8.5 out of 10 is fair, but do you agree? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Pretty good game. And I suppose, instead of looking at a tiny screen, we can now play it on a bigger screen. Hey, black and white, not the TV, the game. All will be revealed. Let's give this one a play. 128k version I'm going to be loading up. We'll have a brief look at the loading screen. Oh, I didn't time that. And there it is. Not a bad loading screen, to be fair. RAM check. We're checking you, Emo. Ads. Down with the background music, because this also has music in it. Nice little demo. Also developed with the MTK2 engine. Oh, and once again, let's champion the cause for the fact that you can redefine the keys. And you can see a little bit of information of the programmer and who it's by, the music and the graphics. It's all there on the screen for you to read. Let's quick zoom in for you. There you go. And do you recognise that tune? Well, it's a Michael Jackson classic, isn't it? And very well done, to be quite honest. Nice looking sound effect. So you use space to go and select whatever device you want to use. We'll redefine the keys, but no, we'll use Kempston. Yay! Continue or start game. We'll start game, shall we? Right, you've got to click diamonds, and it tells you basically what you're going to do on the screen. It's a platformer. And we start off at Zone 1. A nice little layout that is. Reminds me a little bit of Ice World. Oh, once that egg touches you, the black egg touches you, you're dead. Try again. So, are you a witch or are you a wizard? I think you're a witch, aren't you? Okay, we'll get rid of that one. Once you drop down here, you'll come at the top. Oh, I'll take that, thank you. Oh, it's turned me white. That was good timing. And once you've collected all the diamonds, the level is clear and you'll move on to the next level. Oh, only you need to turn black to destroy the black bearings, but white can destroy the white sort of globes. So I forgot to mention that, and now I've turned black, I can go around and oh, I did throw a spell at it, didn't I? You saw it, didn't you? And now I'm black actually. While I'm black I can destroy this globe, can't I? And hopefully, now I've gone white, what I could do. There we go. Oh. I'm out of energy. I've used too many spells. Let's give it another go. I'm determined to get past this level now. So you've only got a certain amount of spells there, and you've got to go to these diamonds there in order to get more spells, I see. So once I've used that, there we go. Now I can do it. Hey, I'm getting the hang of this now. Problem is, you forget how to play it. As I've often forgot how to play it. Oh, I need to drop down there, don't I? So I've got to get back over that side, and I need to change. I don't think I'm going to do it. I need to change colour. I'm running out of time. How am I going to get that last diamond? Oh, I've turned to the right colour and now I'm dead again. Stage 2 is really hard to complete. So every time I recharge I change colour. I remember that now. I forgot to do that. I forgot how to do that. That's what the problem was. I'm not doing very well. I did better than this off camera. The problem is I keep forgetting that now I've got to recharge. I've run out of energy and I've died because I've run into him. Oh, Emo, it's your fault. Yeah. Right, now, let's do this. We can do this. I've got one bit left. That's it. Now I can recharge it and turn me black. And then while I'm black, I can... what can I do? Gotcha. That's it. I should do it. I'm finally doing it. And I've gone black, so I'll go. Yes, level correct. I struggled there. You get the general idea. And it's like that for a lot of the game. So obviously because I'm now black, I can't destroy the white orb. but I can destroy the black orb. So when you destroy the black orb and you get rid of all your spells, you recharge. Oh, and yeah, you've got the springs now. So I couldn't. Oh no! Oh no! I've run out of spells, and you can't jump. And I can't get. Can I get to that before he bounces back? No. Okay, what do I think about the game? Yeah, it's frustratingly difficult, but good. It's really good. Love the sprites, love the AY tune, love the background, and it's a little bit like Bomb Jack to me. You know when Bomb Jack was difficult, where you had to collect the... If you collected on to Bomb Jack, you had to collect the sparkling bombs, the ones that were on light, and if you got them in the right order, you'd get a big bonus, 50,000, and if you missed one or two, you got 30,000, and then 10,000, and so on and so forth. I think you got 3 bonuses in total on Bomb Jack, and of course you had a super jump on Bomb Jack. Well, with this one, it doesn't matter which order you collect them in, but you need to make sure you run out of spells in order to change from one colour, black or white, in order to destroy the orbs to get around the game. And because of that, you're trying to get that extra added level of difficulty, as well as the fact you've got a time limit, which is now counting down. You're enjoying this, aren't you? So giving it a good play, I thought, well, yeah, it was difficult, but it kept me hooked. And I kept playing it, and I kept playing it, and I kept playing it, and I realised I'd probably played it too much. So for that reason, I gave this game a full 9 out of 10. Because it kept me coming back at it. And it took me a long time to work out what it is I was supposed to do to work it out. Now I've deliberately put me working it out just to see the sort of background story of what was going on with me playing it off screen all this week. But what an opening tune. What an opening tune. 9 out of 10. Give that one a go. I love playing that game. Not quite a Retro Robbins special, but it wasn't far off. And any minute now we'll change and we'll have a look at the next game. We're going to go back to 2008 now, and this game comes in 2 parts, an A side and a B side, and on the A side is the demo and on the B side is the actual game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the A side because the demo is really quite good, and I love a game that puts a bit of effort into it, gives you a backstory and everything. The game is called School of Thieves. Oh, and have a look at this. We're going to have it on fast loading, so what we'll do is we'll show you the way it loads briefly. And I need a drink in my pop. Oh well. Emo's gone to sleep, obviously he's getting bored. I hope I don't have the same effect on the viewer. I do like that 28 megahertz. The way it loads, got a little loading bar there, and that was sort of the sidebars that normally, and I think that's quite good, to be quite honest. And then it'll give you the option when it's loaded. As you can see, the little red counters going up. When it gets to the top, that will be loaded. That's the demo part of the game. The same with the main game, it loads much the same way, and it'll have the same loading screen. There's not a lot to it. It's like an emblem, like a school badge, you know what I mean, that sort of thing. So it asks you whether you want to be in English or in another language. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn the sound down now because this has got quite a good little demo. Gives you a little bit there. Hopefully the autofocus can give you enough there to read it, because I really want you to get a good picture of this. Demo's worth looking at, right? So Emo's going to kill the autofocus, of course. Copyright 2008. Emo, you're putting people off reading. Now we start with a little spinning planet. Nice little effect that. Come on, squeaky chair. December 1999. Good year, I remember it well. Great music, lovely sound. Very, almost bassy for an A1. Nice graphical effect, isn't it, that? And very well done. But obviously, because you've got the demo in the first part, you're not going to have enough room left for the actual game. I'll let you read a little bit of that while we just enjoy the music. What do you say, Emo? And I like the way it builds up as well, because it builds up really quite well. It is a two-player game, really. You can play it as a single player and swap between joystick and keys, but that's quite difficult. It's kind of like a platformer. There's a bit more. He looks a little bit like Nicolas Cage, I think. That graphic does look a little bit like Nicolas Cage. And she looks like somebody I'd like to know. You do. Where's my big stick on it, hit Emo? And I like the way the music's gradually building up more and more intensely. Gives you a feel, gets you ready to want to actually play the game. Will the game build up to this? Will it live up to this demo? Will it be as good? And then suddenly you get a big change of AY, and you get the main AY tune in there, and that's pretty intense. And I just love the hugeness of it. That doesn't look like any school I ever went to. Did I actually get to school? Yes, I did. I only bunked 2 days off, ever. I think. And there you go, that's the final title screen. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the actual game itself and see how it plays. And stop Emo from dancing, of course. Great tune, great tune. But enough of that. Loaded? Yeah, we nearly loaded the game, Emo. That's what I said. Once again, it'll go back to asking whether you want English or the other language, which could be Spanish, I don't know. And we press number 2, because we're going to go for English, of course. The alerts are sounded, and they look pretty good characters, don't they? And just like the title screen, we're into the main game with the same AY tune, which is pretty good. We can go there to credit, so we're going to go and select the controls first. And we go for controls for Thieves 1. And I've selected Kempston. Controls for Thieves 2. Keys, okay. The redefined keys. So, because I'm using, I could use 2 joysticks, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use keys for the one and Kempston for the other. As I say, it really is quite a 2-player game. You can use space for fire, and enter will return you back to the main menu. Let's just turn that down a little bit. It's quite intense, isn't it? So we've got the keys, and we're ready to start the game. starting first action. And because this is going to be quite a short review, we're just going to play our first couple of levels, but you'll get the general idea of the game. Right, you're this character here, and of course the keys are the lady or the male or vice versa. And you can see there's, well, they look to be paintings, they're glowing, but underneath there's a green and a red ball. So what you do is you compete against each other, you collect those there, and you can see the score's gone up on that side but nothing on this side. You collect that, then of course the person you'll be playing against will be competing against you or competing with you. Now collecting the ball before we can collect the paintings. I want to destroy one of those. Now he's down at the bottom. Hopefully. There you go. And you can see there's like a little bonus up the side building up. So the graphics are, well, they're quite a large graphic really, so it's not like a single nice sprite, good tile background, great lighting effects, no colour. There's a slight bit of colour clash with that, what looks to be a cross between a rhino and a hippo. So how you make that sprite out, I don't know. But in the meantime, let's see if we can get this other guy to... I've missed. Why doesn't that surprise me? Oh, I threw it right over him. So now that's going to go all the way down to the bottom. Before I can get anywhere, I've got to collect it. No, did it again. Well, I got one of the paintings, or one of the things that you need to steal out of the museum. Oh, I got a double blow on him, that's why he did that. So hopefully, when he lights up again, he charges me back, I will get him. There we go. Collect the bonus there, you can see my X has gone up. Now once all the objects are nicked from out the warehouse, or shall we say museum in this case, perfect! Teamwork 2, we move on to the next level. This time it gets a little bit harder. Just don't want to hit the rats, do you? So. Oh, you see, you can jump too far. You can jump too far. So while he's recovering, let's see if we can get the... Now, I don't know if I killed that rat or whether it's just dazzled. I think it's dazzled. No, I got it. Okay, that's cool. And now that's going to make things slightly difficult, so let's change controls. Woo. Well, he's down at the bottom, so he's going to be a problem if I'm not careful. Ah, there's a brick wall there. So, yeah, right, that brick wall I'm going to get... This could be quite tricky now, can't it? Yeah, we got one. Whoa. Because I've got invincibility, I'll be able to run across that and collect that before... While I've done that, if you work as a teamwork, it's great, but you are really should be competing against whoever you are playing. It's quite tricky. We move on to the next level, and so on and so forth. So what did I think of the game? Well, it's a shame it's only a 2-player and you didn't have a single player option, but the game is really well done. Graphically nice, great sound, great opening demo, but you have got a time limit, of course, so there's like an energy bar on either side that runs down. After a while, I got bored of it, to be honest, so it wasn't keeping my interest as much as I would have thought. And because I was having to play both sides, so really I need to get my sister around here, but she's hopeless at games, so there's no point. But, you know, for that reason, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, and it was probably a good 7 out of 10, but the demo, I'd give that an 8.5 out of 10 all day long. I thought the demo was great. Nice because it got you into the game. And I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a look at a game from 2008. Do you agree with my opinion? Please leave your comments on your comments below. Have you played this game yourself? Or what did you think about it? I'll be eager to hear, of course. So let's move on. Holly played this time up to +3. Space Monsters meets the Hardy. What a great AY tune this is I've got in the background. And this next game, as I move my chair forwards, get ready for gaming action. Here we go. I'm going to load the 128k version, but it is only 48k, I believe. That is the name of the game. And the good thing about this game is also you get to redefine the keys. However, because I've got the Kempston plugged in and it's going to save time, I'm just going to go for the Kempston. What you need to do is collect 10 tapes. You get a lot of lives, and to collect 10 tapes, fire is jump, you got left, right, and that's about it. So, you know, there is an up and a down. And for the first part of the first few screens, nothing really happens. You know, you don't really get much of a challenge. So you just scroll through the first few screens, no problems at all. Then of course you've got to move a box, a bit like Tomb Raider where you have to move boxes in order to get up there, because you can't jump high enough. This is sort of like the first mini puzzle. You need to jump up. Right, now you can go up ladders, nice and easy. But in order to get up that, of course, you need to use this box. So we'll drop that down, box or crate, and move it into place. Really easy to explain, to be fair, because it's sort of self-explanatory. Now, there's a little lantern there, and that will potentially fall on you if you're not careful. So there we go, I managed to avoid it, that's good. A bit of sharpness there, wasn't there? Oh, I don't know what that is about, but you've got two directions you can go in here, up or down. You can see there's the first tape, so because we've got one tape out of 10 to collect, that's what we'll do, we'll go for that one. And we've got our first real, shall we say, villains or monsters that are pretty easy to get around. This is all about timing now. And you can time that pretty easy. Same again, you can go down, you can drop down, but when you drop down, it is a long way down. I don't know if you can stand on that platform. Yes, you can. It's like a little lift. But you do spend a long time in the air. You can see the next tapes there, but we need to work our way round the maze, if you like, to find it. And these could be quite dangerous indeed. That's it. So you trick them quite comfortably to drop in. Oh, I can see where the next tape is. And funny enough, they only seem to fall the one way. Now, if you die on the screen from that side, you start exactly from that side. If you die from that side, you'll start from that side, which is a good part of the game I like. So they've done a good job there. Oh, trying to trick them to fall sometimes is easier said than done. 99 lives, and really you probably won't use more than 3 or 4 of them. There we go, I've done it this time. Now I've got around there, it shouldn't be a problem. Oh, just caught me there, didn't it? That last jump there. And how close was that? Okay, we've got 2 tapes. Yeah, so if you get trapped, I'm using a lot of my lives up, but well, off camera I actually completed it. The graphics sprite of the thing you control, it's quite big, isn't it? It's quite large. It's got that horrible mechanic where you can, you know, move in the air. Now I'm sure if you jumped up and you tried to change direction that wouldn't happen, but that seems to be in a lot of the games lately, and I don't like that, you know. I like it where once you've committed to your jump, you've got to time it well. A bit like Manic Miner, you know, once you've committed to jump with that, you know, you either got it right or you was dead. But, you know, oh, this can be tricky. This bit can be tricky. You can get across here, I have done it. But you need to land on them, not onto the side of them. Or is it because I think it could be. That's it. Ah, yeah. As you can see, you can land on top. And I did it. Yeah, just a couple of quick jumps and I managed it. And then the challenge gets easier. Okay, well that's long enough for this game. What do you think? Well, yeah, it was alright. It's got no AY tune in it. It's just simple sound effects. The AY obviously is from the Hardy Space Monsters beat the Hardy game, which is a great game to be fair. Usually some graphical trickery in that one, timing effects. A little bit bland. Not too much happening. There's no real background. Some screens look better than others. Generally speaking, I didn't really get on that well. I thought it was too easy, too many lives. Could do with more monsters sort of tracking you and following you, give it a bit of intensity, or a certain amount of time on a screen before something comes after you, maybe. For that reason, I'm going to give that a 6.5 out of 10. Wasn't a bad game, it just wasn't great. Do you agree? Moving on then. Get away from my Commodore. Get away from my Commodore. Oh, so handy having a big stick. Even more handy having a cup of tea to refresh myself in the middle of shooting. Man, what a big cup of tea. This is my cup of tea. But will this next game be my cup of tea? Oh, I shouldn't really turn away from the microphone, should I? Rookie mistake. Oh well, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm me. I'm Retro. Right then, we're going to have a look at this. This has AY sound in it. It is a ninja game, and there is a sequel to it, which I will probably do in the next episode of Retro Robbins. But, as I said to you earlier, I won't have enough time to fit everything in again today, so let's have a brief look at the loading screen. And I'll start to turn the music down now. Developed with the MK2 engine, and so is the sequel, as a matter of fact. So, you know roughly what you're going to get in the way of the game mechanic, don't you? You're going to be able to do that in the mid-air, and you're probably going to do weird jumps with the same sort of noises. Usually the case. Right, we're going to go for Kempston. I must power my Kempston key. Maybe a bit loud, that. Oh, told you it was a bit loud. You're this guy here, a ninja. Aha, the last ninja. No, there's always a last ninja. And yes, look. Amazing. You can change direction mid-air. What a surprise. However, it's not completely black. They're using a bit of a tall background. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom in because I'm going to show you what's on the screen. And we'll zoom you out, Emo, sorry. Yeah, just let me level that up a touch. There we go. I'd be a bad camera worker. You know those photos where their heads are cut off from the back, Polaroid back in the day? Look, I've cut emo off halfway down. I kind of like that. Right, as you can see, you've got 99 lives, you've got nothing you can throw, but once you collect that blue thing there, you have 25, what are they called, shurikens? Death Stars? No, there's Death Stars. Death Stars to do with Star Wars. So you can dispose of all the bad guys if you like. And you've got to work your way to the top of the tower. Oh, look. And I've missed again. You see that light purple, well, in the corner? You've got to work your way to collect that in a moment or two. Now, when you kill the bad guys, they don't disappear and they stay disappeared. They do disappear, not don't. Do. Now, I also noticed it moves quite quickly between screens. At first I thought that was quite annoying, but then I realised it was actually a necessity, because there comes a certain point in the game that if you fall all the way down, you have to work your way back up quite quickly. There we go. Right, so we're gonna there we go, we've got one of those. We're going to go around collecting those, and now all of a sudden all the bad guys have come back. Once you collect one of those, all the monsters or the aliens or whatever they are that you're meant to be destroying, they look kind of cute, don't they, them sprites, will return. So we're going to work our way back up to the top. And it's very sensitive because you can go quickly and end up falling off and having to go all the way back to the start again. And I'm losing a life. I've lost a life every time, so I'm down to 29 lives again. That was pretty quick, to be honest. Now the AY music itself is kind of annoying. It's sort of repetitive, but it starts off, when you first hear it, it's got a nice bass line. Oh, I've got to kill him, because I'm probably going to end up running back towards him. If I can get that bat or whatever it is, that might be extra lives. No, extra lives are in a heart shape, aren't they? So you can work your way up to the clouds, but we won't want to do that just yet. What we got? We got 34 lives left. We'll have a look in a moment. I like that little Pac-Man. That thing that's shooting at me. Oh, I've run out of. Fortunately, I've run out of stars, but I've got this now. I'm going to get 25 more, so we can start killing these bad boys. He's hard to kill. I haven't discovered how to do that yet, but I think if I can. I'll go work my way back up there. But you see, the reason why you've got to be able to move quick across the screens. I can't get up there. Why can't I get up there? That's because I've got to go all the way to that end, up to that end, and there's a little cloud that you jump on in order to work your way around. You're enjoying that there, Emo? I see you tapping your foot. So let's just turn that down a touch and give the game a good start. I like the fact it's a little Chinese temple. You're working your way to your top, and that is what it's called, the game, of course. What I mean by the fact that it's good that you can move. When you fall down all that way and you have to work your way back up to the top, like that, you need to be able to move quick, otherwise you get move fast, otherwise you get see, too sensitive. Once I press too far, you fall straight off the edge and I'll drop all the way back down. I'm trying to work my way up the tower, not down the tower. So we'll give it one last little go and we'll give it a rating. the sprite of the ninja himself, it's okay actually. It's kind of cute. Rather large eyes, but apart from that, nothing untowards there really, is there? So, done it again. Should concentrate, shouldn't I? Oh, give up. I'll give up. I'll give up. I keep falling down. One step forwards, two step backs comes to mind. What do I think of the game? Well, I was enjoying it, but I found it very frustrating. But that's the nature of the game, so I can't judge it down on that. Yeah, that AY2. Oh, I'll be glad to hear the back of it. It gets on your nerves a little bit. It's just too repetitive. The loop's too soon, but it's got a nice undertone bass. You know, that bass underneath is good. The graphics of itself's nice. The background, tile background, if you like, is well done. But it is what it is. And it wasn't one that I would maybe ever go again. Just see how far I could do. Get to it. But I'd give that my best score, and I think I'm being a little bit generous here. I'm going to give that a 7.5 out of 10. Still hate that game mechanic, but in this case you probably need it where you can change direction in the air, mid-air. Talking about air, oh, I've got on. Oh, slowly my scar's going. Never mind. Moving on then. 8.5 out of 10? No? 7.5 out of 10? Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. What do you agree? Why not download the game? Give it a go for yourself if you've got all the equipment. Have a play. Try these new games out today. It's Commodore versus Spectrum, and as snooker's on TV and it's the World Championships, of course, and I'm an added snooker player and a reasonably good player at boots. You know, I enjoy the game and I'm pretty proficient at it at times, and other times I'm pretty damn rubbish. But yeah, it's a sport of my choice, and of course this channel's sort of back sponsor is Dean Jones's Cues. The Dean Jones is a cue maker based in Halesowen, and he makes some great cues, tiered and very high quality indeed. But cues can vary in such a large price, from a couple of £100 to even up to £2,000, maybe £3,000 for certain cues. You know, depending on how rare or how well made they have been. It's all about the quality of the wood. So we're going to have a look at Professional Snooker Simulator on the Commodore and compare it to the Spectrum Snooker Simulator and see which one is of the best. Just to let you know, you've seen the loading screen for the Spectrum version. No, actually it was the Commodore. This is the Spectrum version loading screen, and there doesn't seem to be one, which was an amazing disappointment. But we'll go and check to see if there's any other files. Of course we're going to go for 2 English. So this is the Commodore version. And the Commodore version is got a nice little demo playing, so it plays itself. Which is kind of good. I like to see that. It's, you know, when you get a little demo of the game, it's a sort of bird's eye view of the table. The bounce mechanic looks to be okay. Oh, you cannot play shots like that. Now, as a snooker player, I know what's capable and I know what's not capable. And there were certain shots that, you know, you think, no. But I remember playing this a lot back in the day, and I have played this a lot on both systems, and I won't bore you with playing it, but we'll go and have a look at the Spectrum version again, compare that to the Commodore version, which incidentally, because I've got gel bars, I'm going to have to do a recap soon and see if I can tidy up the clarity of the picture. But obviously you can see a decent picture there. And yes, indeed, the Spectrum does have a demo as well. So yeah, and I'm looking at the ball mechanic of this one playing, and as you can see, it's going to pop better and play better than me. So yeah, I like the fact that the colours, however, you know, there isn't a brown on the Spectrum, So what they've done is they've used light blue or Clyde in order as the brown, and they've used the dark blue. Sorry, they've used the light blue as the blue, and the dark blue they've used as the brown. Now, I would have put that the other way round. I would have used the dark blue as the blue, and then you can truly see the difference between pink and black. You will get colour clash just due to the size of the balls. As you can see now, you've got a bit of red on the white, so you've got a white-red ball. The colour clash is there and it's evident to see. So I've played them both for quite a number of hours, and I thought, well, I've got to be a fair judge on this now. I like the fact that the reds are a bright, vibrant red on the spectrum, and the colours are genuinely clearer. What lets it down is indeed the green beige, and the green ball will not show very well when compared to the Commodore. You can clearly see that the green, which is a lighter green than the actual beige, is over on the top there, is green, and the brown, however, isn't great. You know, that was a ridiculous pot you just seen. It hit the cushion, went that way and went in. So that's obviously not a star table they're playing on. It's what we call buckets. However, the reality of actually playing the game is quite different, as you can imagine. So, looking at the pink though, because it's not as bright, and the blue is a slightly darker blue, the yellow is not quite a yellow compared to the spectrum, and you can see the yellow's a nice bright yellow. The green is just a white outline with the green being green, so you can clearly tell that that's green because it's got sort of a white there. But yeah, I've had to play this a number of hours. Incidentally, the Spectrum version, the bags do seem slightly tighter. That's the star table in. And they both play really well. However, they're not true to snooker, and it's going to be a hard thing to get right. You know, whoever coded the game, I wonder how much snooker they actually did play. You know, playing a safety shot on a simulated snooker game on the Spectrum is ridiculous, because you can play what could be a good shot, which would have the psychological effect of putting pressure on people. I could put that white ball up, it's welded like where it is now, but with a computer it'll just drop that long red in like it's over the bag sometimes, and you're thinking that's not the reality of it. And not only will it drop that red in like it's over the bag, but it'll play it with screwback. Now, the cushions are this high, the ball gives you that much on top if you're lucky. How do you get the bottom of the ball when it's tight against the cushion? You cannot, simple as. So, you know, in order to play screwed up back, you need to address the bottom of the ball. In the meantime, I've come to my conclusion, and I've had to pick the best of the two. Which, you know, as it's snooker week, why not pick the best of the two? What do you think I chose this week? Was it the Commodore 1, who are on a bit of a run, as it happens, and won the last few in a row when it comes to Commodore versus Spectrum, or is it Spectrum? Here comes my decision. I chose the Spectrum version this week. It's the same with the bleeping sound on both, really, you know, but I just kind of like the fact that the colours were slightly brighter, and even though the green was outlined, you know, see, you can't play shots like that. You can't come off the cushion and knock a ball in off the blue spot. That'd be a 1 in 50 shot at best. You know, the percentages ain't right, but the computer plays it like it's a pool table, an American pool table at that. And with that, it's time to wrap up today's show. Big thank you to Michael Logue for the AY music, A big thank you to Richard Hollins and everybody behind the scenes giving me support on my channel. Do hope you enjoyed today's show. Unfortunately, there wasn't any Crash re-reviews. Hey, as I said, I just want to keep it within a reasonable time because the last one was too long. And if shows get too long, people don't want to watch them. So, you know, keep it within an hour, keep it interesting, and get a good collective mix of games. Hope you liked what I picked today, to be honest. So, yeah, I had some fun playing through them, of course. Making these shows gives me a good excuse to play me Spectrum, and why not? And Emo's had fun as well, haven't you, Emo? I'll zoom out. Go on, Emo, you can be the star of today's show. He's going spinders, isn't he? As always, please remember, if you haven't already decided to do so, and only a small percentage of people actually subscribe to the channel and watch it, please subscribe, help this channel grow, and I can bring you some more great, interesting 8-bit content like this in the future. Do you agree with my Commodore versus Spectrum? Please leave your comments, as always, in the comments below. So, like, share, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Do have a nice working week or weekend, depending on when you watch this. And I'll be back again soon, I hope, with another Retro Robin show. And if you're going to Spectrum 40 at Bescott Stadium in Walsall this coming weekend, well, you may see me there. And if you do, and you want to invite me, it'll be fine. Don't blame you. In the meantime, take care. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll be back again soon. What do you say, Hero? See you again soon. Take care.